Hello, I just want to chat to you about sexual abuse and traumatic incident reduction. My name is Gillian Mainhardt, and I come from South Africa. And I was sexually abused between the ages of 5 and 7 by my dad, who had mental health issues. I got totally free of my suffering by having traumatic incident reduction counseling. It's a simple technique. It takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. It's very simple, shockingly simple. And if you check up on the internet on traumatic incident reduction, we call it TIR, you will see that the results are permanent and lasting, that it resolves the issue that was tormenting the person, and that they lead a free life afterwards. So why I'm chatting to you is that it really wounds me when I see people on the internet talking to audiences on sexual abuse, and I can see they're still hurting inside. The agony is not really gone. Their bodies have gone wooden. I can see there is a subliminal depression problem and so on. And I want to encourage war veterans and people who've been through disasters and natural disasters and car accidents and watched murders or been through attempted murders to, have this, go through this technique. There is a register, a website with every single facilitator on earth is on there. And, you can contact them and have this technique. You don't have to go back again. It's absolutely wonderful. It is the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me. I was listening to the radio at a friend's house, and I heard this man come on, and he said, "My name is Dominee Jan Viljoen." Dominee is simply a Protestant minister in South Africa. And he said, "I do TIR, traumatic incident reduction." And he spoke to us about the method, and he gave his phone number, and he gave his email address, which is DS for Germany, DS Jan, Jan, Viljoen, Viljoen at Gmail. And you can email him there to make an appointment, or you can contact me on Facebook if you want me to debrief you. When I arrived for the debriefing, I was very nervous. My neck had seized, and I had taken a tranquilizer, and I was afraid of facing the extreme suffering of the past. And I found him serene, and following Carl Rogers, the psychotherapist Carl Rogers, this technique, which is to look at your viewer, as they're called, not a patient's, viewer, with mercy and intelligence. And so he took me through the process, and within about 1.5, 2 hours, I was finished, and I phoned my brother to come and fetch me. And I was astonished to find that I was totally overjoyed, like the most enormous burden had been removed from my life, and that proved to be forever. I never had a flashback again, and they used to set me back 6 or 7 weeks sometimes, because the cerebral cortex reconstructs the original experience chemically and electrically, biochemically. And so I used to have panic attacks, and I used to have nightmares, and life was very difficult. My relationship with men was adversarial, which means I sort of expected trouble from them. Now it's not the case anymore. They're my best friends. And so my marriages didn't work out, and I got divorced twice. And, I've really battled with a lot of depression and anxiety. And, I was a very frail person physically. I got desperately sick very often. And that doesn't happen anymore. So, I will be doing a series of chats to you where I just sit and talk to you. And I encourage you, and I say, I know what you're going through. I know that when one is sexually abused, or you've been through a war or a bad experience, you feel as though you have been electrocuted with 1,000,000 volts, and you are stupefied, you are in shock, you are in agony, you are non-functional or dysfunctional, you can't really produce your best in your work. I fortunately have always had a great penchant, I don't know quite how to say that in English, an ability for human relationships since I was very small. So I've always attracted people, and I love people, and I understand people, and I have the patience to work with people. And I can debrief you. I work for Cambly, which is a foreign language teaching Skype service. So I am very busy with that, very, very busy with that. But um, I can definitely make time to debrief people. That's why I'm born, is to debrief people. And I find it so meaningful, so wonderful to see them go free. Rape victims, uh, bereavement victims, not victims, but what do you call them? Survivors, I don't know. And my life changed so much. I remember when I came out of Germany's office and my brother fetched me, I was en route to my sister's house, which is on a dam or a lake near Pretoria. And it's very, very beautiful there. The plant life is exotic and colorful. And I was bouncing up and down on the seat like a child and singing all the way there for 2 hours. And I bought myself a hat, and I bought myself bubbles, and I was blowing bubbles. And the whole week I was there, I was in an ecstasy, because it's such a very big burden that comes off one's back forever. It never comes back again. I can't feel it. You get desensitized to it. Never forget that. And my whole life changed afterwards. And my colleagues said to me, good heavens, what have you been through? You are a totally new person, and I have so much joy in my daily life. And I want to bring all the people with post-traumatic stress and who've been raped and sexually abused with me. I want to put my arms around them and say, come along with me and do this technique and get free, and it'll all stop. And when I see these Catholic victims on TV, they are in such agony. They talk about how they were molested by Catholic priests, or I don't know, maybe they were sodomized, probably, I have no idea. And I see the agony they live with, and it breaks my heart, because I know there's a way out. And this method is not well publicized. It's not well known, to my great astonishment. There should be one in every village and town. So, because it had such a fantastic effect on my life, I did 3 or 4 debriefings on other things as well. One of them was prenatal experiences. My mom went through a lot of trauma when she was pregnant with me. That was perhaps the most difficult of all. But then I decided I was going to do the course. And I was going to get trained in TIR, as we call it. And I was going to bring it up to the north, because I live in the north of South Africa. This is elephant terrain, and I'm on top of a mountain, and I'm near a small village, and 35 kilometers away is a town. And I decided to make myself available to this area. And I have worked with people from this area. I slot it into my program. And if you want me to debrief you, I can do that. And so I'm no longer a survivor. I don't know what to call myself. Big thing with extreme suffering, and English is my work, is that we lack so many words. I've been thinking, must I create them? But anyway, I'm released, I'm free. And I would love to hear from you on Facebook. As I said, I might not be able to answer everybody. If you want an appointment with me, please contact me on Facebook. And I understand what you're going through. I want to wish you success. I want to speak strength into you. I want to speak courage into you, clarity of mind, and I want to speak warmth into your heart if it is frozen with cold and pain, and I want to speak healing over your life. I want to speak freedom over your life, and I want to wish you all of the best and to say thank you for listening. I'll be doing some more of these videos just to chat to you and keep you company while you walk this difficult path. It's nice to have somebody walk with you who understands the black hills that it involves, one after the other, and they differ. So I do wish you well, and I'll speak to you again. All the best. Bye.